Okay, and then the other thing is what? What question is a finding situation? What has happened? It is not a subjective question, so it is not putting anybody in the picture. If I say, what was the occasion? Okay, were you there? So it's mean a two indirect question, but you are not part of the subject. Okay, they were asking, were you there? So tell me what has happened. So it is giving you the opportunity to come with the answer without making yourself offended. Okay. Similarly, we call it 5Y and 1H. Okay, where it actually tells you physical location where this event happened. If I am somewhere stuck, like, you know, if I did something silly and I'm asking myself, oh, when this happened, where I'm standing. So in NLP, when we do a timeline therapy, we actually use where question a lot, because it's go with the time. So it is directly proportional to the time. When is also finding where is physical location, and when is it finding the time.
Right.
So you need to find the time exactly. If I did something wrong with somebody and say, okay, what was the time? Was it in the morning? Was it in the afternoon? Was it in the evening? Okay. And okay, so this is when you understand the time, starting finding the time, then you can correlate multiple events on that time and happen in your life. And then you correlate those events with this event. Do you find pattern of such event in that time frame? So you can be more granular in that one. You getting me?
Right. Wonderful.
Okay, so who is the subject? Now we ask the subject. Who is the subject of the conversation? If I have say why you think that this has happened and who you think was the person. If I say who was the person, it's called direct approach. But when I say who you think was the person, is a different way of asking a similar question.
Brilliant. You're not blaming anybody
You're not blaming,
directly.
because when you blame somebody, then it's mean when you are using your human brain pattern to think something, then you are making that person accuse 100%. But when you twist this question, so that person come out of that whole scenario, maybe 10% stay with him, 5% stay, or maybe 20% stay there, but you have removed him from the 80% picture until you have a concrete data. So I did my certification forensics as well. So we actually studied these one as well.
No, wonderful. We'll do a program on forensics also.
Okay.
It'll be wonderful.
Thank you. And the last question is very important. How? How, when you have all the questions, you have a time, you have reason, you have situation, you have a subject, you have concluded everything, your self-reflection when you did it with yourself, then how is the one where you use to improve it? If I have done this thing, how I think has improved in the past. So you are gauging something, tangible or untangible. And now I'm asking how this self-reflection will give me a new version of myself. It is a quantitative and qualitative assessment. It can bring into some percentage. You measure it out of 1 to 10, 1 to 5. You got it? And then qualitative analysis. So how actually you see that this is actually happened. So this is the situation improvement questions.
Wonderful.
Okay, and then the last thing which we have, we call it closed question, where you have only yes and no answers. This is, I say, am I using self-reflection? What is the answer? Yes or no? If I say yes, question is finished. But I don't get any detail. So open question will never give you any detail. It will tell you that something is there or something is not there. Then you use open and close question to address the situation. Okay. As I mentioned, who am I? Do I think, or am I, who am I? And now I am reversing it. Am I an introvert? And I say no. Question is finished. Answer is done.
Right.
It has not given me any conclusive result. So I cannot process the information, because the only thing which I have is a yes or no. So I use these two question technique to actually find the answer. Okay. Now the last few things. When we do it, preferably from the last, say, a couple of weeks now, actually I started self-reflection every night I go to bed. Okay, just spend and analyze the situation, what happened in a day, if anything went bad, anything which I have not improved. Then I spend like 10 to 15 minutes before I go to bed. Because when you go to bed, your unconscious mind is very relaxed. You don't have anything, because you are ready to sleep. Then you can, and you have empty of your mind for the night. Now you can think a lot of things, because you don't have any stress. You're sitting on the bed, you have no problem. Then you can think, you can aim for that time. Or early in the morning when you get up, how was my last day? Did I do something good yesterday? If yes, if I did, how I think that this was a good day, and how I'm going to improve this for today, how I'm going to improve my behavior today. So this is some exercise we do in the morning or at night, so that when you go to the work, so you are ready to accept things and be more productive. And the other thing is, which a lot of people, they have put down in their own art, on their under their articles and blogs, that you do 10 to 15 minutes and start writing a journal on each of the reflection you do.
That's a good one.
Because human being, they actually forget.
Exactly.
Number of information. It is a hard drive, I said. Like, if your hard drive is a 10 terabyte drive, and you need to find out the one information, it's a sequential data, it's not like a random data, then how many seek and search operation you have to do to bring the information back? And suppose if it is sitting in the first sector and you're the last sector, you have to go back the whole sequential data to come there. So seek time is improved. Seek time has
elongated.
Is a long way, yes. But if you have something with the journal, you write there, you put like a self-reflection thought, put a question there, your result. So whenever you are going to the page, so you have a first page and first heading there, that this is a self-reflection for this one, and leave one page, so that if anything comes in your mind, you can feed it back.
All right.
So it will become your knowledge base article, as we do it in our ITEL, mode, where knowledge base for every operation issue.
So now one question here, as part of this, is the procedure or technique you have elaborated, but basically, should one date and time also the notes you have taken?
Date and yeah, of course, yeah. Because see, a human brain, it process information according to the timeline.
So a sequential processing, basically.
It's a sequential process,
like you mentioned here.
Yeah. So when we remember our first day, birthday, you remember the date and the time when that birthday happened, and your memory remember that day and time. So similarly, if you put date there, and this is a very good question actually. If you start putting a date, and then if some new thoughts comes in your mind, you can add the thought with a new date in there, so that you can see, like, over the period, how much evolution you have done. Improvement you have done.
Oh, brilliant. That's what I thought that would be necessary to improve the procedure to an extent anyway.
Yeah.
So some
So
of us have photography memories, don't need it, but no, I'm not one of those.
no, but I tell you something.
Mm.
I have a photographic memory,
Oh,
but
wonderful.
but the problem is it depends,
Mm,
because sometime you are in a multiple situations.
mm,
Okay, so your memory only, sorry, your unconscious mind only give you 7 tasks
mm,
in your conscious mind to do the thing.
mm,
So consciously you can only do 6 to 7 things at max,
mm,
but normal human being, they only do 2 to 3 things together.
mm, mm,
Okay, so when you do things, whatever it is in your conscious mind, it is
mm,
the active mind.
mm,
What is not there, it's gonna go back and store it there in
mm,
unconscious mind
mm,
until you recall back.
mm,
But sometimes you are stuck in some of the situation that you forget that things altogether.
mm, mhm, mhm,
You got it? it's a,
right.
it's a hardest concept. Like computer is
Mm,
very intelligent, but
right,
again it has a different principles.
right, right.
Okay,
Wow.
so they are, if like this is some sort of probably some of the understanding.
Mm,
If you need to, if you think like something is not working, you
mm,
talk to your relationship, your
mm,
friend who are experienced but positive, because the problem is if you're not talking to about your situation to somebody who is positive,
mm,
then you are in a deep trouble,
mm,
because they will drag you to a situation from where you will never come back.
mm,
Okay,
mm.
and
So,
avoid talking to people
mm,
who you think might not help you, because it is also when you are again understanding, this is a very big statement, avoid
mm,
talking people whom do you think that they will not help you.
mm,
But again, if you have a concrete data around that one and how you have processed over the year, then you decide on that one.
mm,
But you should cut down, because when you start talking to somebody and you behave in a certain different situation, different
mm,
thing, then you understand the human expected behaviors until they change. So you
mm,
don't talk, because if you are going through some disaster time or something, you are going for the improvement, somebody come in and say, man, you can never change, I bet you on that one.
mhm,
Well, doesn't matter how much help I'm gonna do.
mhm,
Okay, and then you go back and you say, oh man, I'm not gonna do this thing. So you need to avoid those people.
mm,
So only positive, which can change your frames.
mm,
Okay, you need to be focused, connected with yourself. This is very important. I think this actually, this is one of the major thing in the psychology, connected with yourself.
mm,
If you disconnect internally from yourself, your organs get disconnected.
mm,
In NLP, we have a technique, it's called part integration, where
mm,
we bring all the parts together for
mm,
one single thought.
mm. Wow,
Okay, so
brilliant.
you need to connect yourself and be ambitious and motivated. And if something totally doesn't work, then you have to go and seek professional help. I mean, you should not be, nobody should be ashamed of
No,
taking
obviously not.
professional help. Yeah, it's your life,
Mm,
and socially your life is dependent on somebody, and somebody's life is dependent on you. So I mean, it's they have a direct impact. Yeah,
mm.
thank you. I'm
Great.
done.
No, wonderful. It's been an eye opener, and uh, I'm sure the audience that has been watching this would really appreciate your detailed explanation and the process that you have described here. And it's wonderful, and it is very, mm, you know, fortunate for us that you are with us on this occasion, and also you have accepted the neuroscience and technology and psychiatry session, the question and answer session with Dr. Alok Bajpayee, who is a
Mhm.
psychiatrist, and Mr. Ghulam Hussain, who is an IT professional. Um,
Mhm.
so yours is a wonderful um, profile to be part of that Q&A session. So I would recommend that you send perhaps your query for that session, or and definitely
Sure.
you're joining, you have accepted, and now you're
Sure.
committed.
Yeah, I'm
So,
committed. Yeah, definitely gonna join.
it's wonderful to have the new perspective on the whole scene of self-improvement via self-exploration, and that
Mm,
because that particular scene is about so-called artificial intelligence and human mind.
mm,
And Dr. Bajpayee is a neuroscientist, and you're talking about neuro linguistic programming, which you are an expert of, an NLP professional. So it's been a wonderful experience for me, and I've learned a lot. And in fact,
thank you.
it's good that you've shared those slides, because people can then take those on board and make their own notes and start using. I would be using, especially I personally feel that especially the conflict areas are the first one to attack, where you think one can improve oneself, and then like you mentioned, improvement never stops throughout one's life. So then one can say, all right, now I can work on other things where I've done up to say 80%. I can do 100% now. So in
Mm,
that sense, making notes and those things, that processes that you have elaborated upon, have been very, very refreshing, and I would say wonderful to follow. And this is what I would recommend to our audience of Suniye to take heed of the advice that you given. And I thank you for this session, and we will be mm, meeting again. So
yeah, definitely.
thank you very much, Asim Saleem Saab, and we hope to see you soon on Sanyato once again.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All the best. Take care.
Okay, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.